Alright guys, welcome back to your regularly scheduled manga content. I got 2 boxes of manga that came in the mail while I was gone, and yeah, it's about time to haul it so I can add it to the ever-growing TBR pile over there. I mean, just look at that thing. That's the books that I'm just picking up and reading whenever I have the time and mindset for it. Over here's the TBR shelf. It's full to the brim. I'll be expanding my shelves soon, so that is going to be nice. And then we'll do the collection tour as I mentioned in a previous video. Yeah, let's just get into it. So there's a couple things actually ending in this manga haul. So first, let's start off with the biggest book in here. That's just a pain in the ass, and not a big fan of these. If you're a regular here on the channel, you know I am not a big fan of hardcovers. I'm not a big fan of the deluxe editions, but I picked these up because the paperbacks were out of stock and I'm impatient. This is the last one. It's deluxe edition 10. Glad to finally have this series in my collection, but I'm also glad to not be picking these deluxe edition ups for a while. I think the next one I am getting is the Trigon ones. But I might change my mind. I'm not sure, honestly, at this point. But yeah, Blade of the Immortal Deluxe Edition 10. Yes. Next up, let's do the other hardcover. There's 2 hardcovers in this order. I have the Perfect Edition of Soul Eater, Volume 12. I am not sure how many of these there are going to be, but I'm just picking them up whenever they come out. And for a hardcover, these are definitely my favorite types. They're not too big, they're not too heavy, but the quality is still good. They're a bit expensive, but that's just how things go, I guess. Right, next up is The Summer Hikaru Died, Volume 2. I have not started this. I think it's over there in the TBR pile somewhere. Or maybe it's on the shelf. It's on the shelf. It's on the TBR. I'll get to it eventually. Y'all know how I've been struggling with actually finding the time and be in the mindset for reading, but it's slowly getting there. I actually managed to read like 8 volumes of Rent a Girlfriend. Speaking of, I got a new volume. Rent a Girlfriend 21. I'll be reading this soon because I'm a bit invested in the series. At this point, it's not like great or groundbreaking. It's just like reality TV to me. Next up is something I thought I'd actually cancelled, but it's The Ice Guy and the Cool Girl. You're basically getting a pamphlet from Square Enix for the nice price of $15 US. You're getting 126 pages. I don't know, Square Enix, they're not my favorite publisher out there. They charge a lot and they're slow at releasing stuff, and then they do shit like this. I don't know, it's just not cool in my opinion. Next up, 7 Deadly Sins Omnibus 12. I think we're we're soon getting to a close. I do not remember how many volumes there are. I think it's in the 40s, so maybe a couple omnibuses more. And then hopefully they announce a Knights of the Apocalypse omnibus, because I do not want to pick up the singles. It looked ridiculous next to the 7 Deadly Sins omnibus to have the standard size singles. So hopefully they do it. It's Kodansha. You can almost be certain they'll do it, but you never know. Next up is Blue Cock Volume 9. I'm not really sure why I keep picking this up. I'm not super excited about it, and I'm definitely just being a grumpy old man, because everybody is enjoying it, and my preferred soccer manga, speaking of Awashi Volume 1 in Japanese, just a souvenir, is not getting an English release while this schlock is. Next up is the Sugumi Project. I haven't read the 2 first volumes. Now I have 3, so we can do the 3-volume rule. Like that's a thing on this channel. But y'all know I'll probably enjoy it as long as I enjoy the art. And from what I can tell, the art is pretty fantastic. So I'm not sure how long is this, or if it's ongoing. I honestly never heard about it other than it showed up on new releases, so picked it up. Next up we have Wholesome Tokyo Revengers Windbreaker Volume 2. I saw a bunch of people being like it's nothing like Tokyo Revengers, and I haven't read it to be fair, but they have a collab going between Tokyo Revengers and Windbreaker, so I don't care what you say, even the authors and the publishers are like, yeah, this is pretty similar, it has a similar vibe in the character designs and so on. So, get fucked. Next up is I think this is the penultimate volume of Golden Kamuy. It's a thick one. I'm not sure why it's so thick, but it's thick. So it's like end volume thickness. I don't know why they do that sometimes, but it is what it is. Volume 30. I think I have 2 volumes now to read, and I'm super excited about that. I love Golden Kamuy. Great seinen series. Next up is something I've been looking forward to forever. Sorry for the iPhone notification. Hopefully you didn't check your phone. Get trolled. Asadora Volume 7. Really been looking forward to this. It's been a long time since we had an Asadora volume, and I really like this series by Naoki Urasawa. So yeah, let's move on to the next pile here. Move our ship. We have Witch Hat Atelier, Volume 11. Still haven't gotten into it. I'm just picking them up. They look very nice, look very fancy. So it is what it is. Reckon of Ragnarok, Volume 8. For a series that had so much hype going, like, heading up to the release. Nobody ever talks about this anymore. I think HVL is the only one I ever see talking about this on Instagram, but I got stuck on Volume 2 and I have 3 through 8 to read now, so maybe I'll just sit down and binge it one of these days, and if it's good, then, you know, great. If it's not, then oh well. The art is cool, I guess. Next up, we have these were all the oversized volumes, except for Arashi up here. Next is just going to be a bunch of standard sized and smaller sized from 7 Seas. But yeah, let's just get into it. So starting off, we have Fairy Tail Volume 14, Fairy Tail 100 Year Quest Volume 14. Nice cover, standard back. I'm just kind of picking these up as we go along because I know I'll enjoy it because I love Fairy Tail. And more Fairy Tail is always great in my opinion. Next up we have the final volume of Fire Force. I can finally binge this. I do know some of the ending. I got spoiled when it came out, but I still don't know everything between where the anime left off and where this is ending. So excited to see what happens in that story. I don't know. It's weird that it's finally over. It's been part of my collecting journey since I started. So, it always feels weird when series finish, but it's also a nice nice thing to be able to check that box off for that series and not worry about it anymore. And know that you have the entire story, unless they do a spin-off or a continuation or whatever. But I do think that that Okubo said that this was his last manga, I believe. I'm not sure if he's going to stick to that, but you know what, so he's done enough. Next up is Kaiju number 8, Volume 8. It's good. I'm following the scans, so this is going straight on the shelf for future rereads. Oh, I forgot that I got another P volume of Witches of Dama's one of the holy texts, Volume 6. This is a pretty tame cover, honestly. It looks like 7 Seas has cheaped down on us again with no color pages. Yep, not a single color page. 7 Seas, go ship, do better. These had like 40 color pages in the first like 2 or 3 volumes, and then they just stopped. Not sure if it's because they don't do color pages anymore, the mangaka, or if it's just 7C's just cheaping out on us. I mean, they are charging, let's see here, they're charging $15 US, and no color pages. So I hope it's because they're not being made any color pages by the mangaka, but if it's just because they're cheap, then fall from grace right there. Next up, Dan Volume 5, super popular series. Don't really need to dwell too long on that. Kanebanashi Volume 2. I need to read that to give it a second chance. I read the first few chapters when they came out and wasn't really feeling it, but people whose opinions I trust are enjoying it, so I'm gonna give it a second try. Next up, we have something that I really wished I just cancelled. The Dangers in My Heart, Volume 7. I am over odd couple romances. Every now and then they're fun, but I do not want some of these in my collection. I got rid of... I gave away the first... what's it called? How to Relationship. I gave that to my brother because I didn't want it in my collection anymore. And I didn't want to have to buy it, especially with the price hike from this. It's just not worth... is it $11 or $12 for a volume of mediocre Yuri rom-com? I'm just not really feeling it. Next up, final volume of Vigilantes. Crazy that this is finally over as well. Been a while. I know it's been done in Japan for a long time, but this is the... Like, they've been releasing them very, very slowly in English, so finally got it. Next up was something I was a bit surprised by, because it's a webtoon unscrolled release. It's The God of High School Volume 1, and I am surprised that they went with a smaller they went with the standard size. Like, you can see it's the same width and height as a standard of this volume, so actually really pleasantly surprised by that. But they're still, like, they're expensive because they're full color, but they're like, yeah, they're $19 US, so but they're full color, and I'm really excited to see what Webtoon Unscrolled brings out in the future, if it's successful. I know that they've been really slow at releasing the Tower of God ones, but they also bit off too much that they can chew, because they decided to do a hardcover and a paperback at the same time. That's a horrible idea as your first release, or one of your first releases. I mean, just look at who did the summertime rendering. Those things were delayed, and production was bad, and just stick to one, stick to the hardcover or paperback, and then down the line, if you want to release a cheaper version, you can do the paperback, or you can do a deluxe edition if you want to, give fans a more collectible edition. Don't do both at the same time. It's just a mess and a bad idea and a waste of money, because people are not going to buy both. People are going to buy one, and a lot of people are going to stick with the cheapest one. It's just how things work out. But yeah, just a little wisdom from a nerd with a bunch of books. Next up, we have Spy Family Volume 10. I'm a bit over Spy Family. I'm not super invested anymore. I'm still gonna be buying it, but I don't know. I don't get why Endo is getting all his cancelled short series published by this. I don't give a crap about T-Stay or whatever else he's done. It's not really something I want to put my money into, and I want this to stop printing all these super short cancelled series. Even, something like Red Hood or Ayashimon. I mean, they're nice to have because I really enjoy them, but they're also they're taking up release windows, and they will never really be worth picking up, other than if you're a addicted collector like myself. Next up, we have Undead Unluck Volume 13. It's okay. Twin Star Exorcist, the beautiful cover. I really need to get into this one. I've been picking it up on pure recommendation, and it's just been, you know, piling up on the shelf, and you know how it goes. Next up we have Orient Volume 17. This series is growing on me, but it's definitely not as good as Magi, but still decent. It got a lot better after the first arc. The first arc was a slog and had to introduce characters and had to kind of expand the world, but Shinobu Otaga was just taking too long with it. Mission Use Sakura Family, it's okay. All these Shonen Jump series are pretty much just okay. Next up is a great one, Frieren, Beyond Journey Sent. Really love the series. Super. It's like tragic and wholesome, but also mysterious and like melancholy at the same time. I'm really enjoying it. It's like a very, very substantial read, and I think the anime is out this season. Next up is Lomi Can't Communicate, Volume 27. This might get the same treatment as How to Relationship with the price hike, because I do not want to pay $12 for watching Komi just be, you know, fucking stupid for another 200 chapters and ongoing. I mean, there's no progress, and all the characters kind of just suck at this point. Like, they keep getting stupider and more and more stupid. Sorry, I know it's not stupider, it just sounds funnier to say stupider and stupider, because y'all get it. Next up is Go-Go Loser Ranger Volume 7. I really love this green color. And this release by Kodansha actually does matching spines, which Orient really could have benefited from, but, you know, they didn't want to do that, so we get these like super ugly contrast, and the spines on Orient are just ugly. Next up we have Murcielago Volume 22. It's wrapped. I read the first volume and I just really haven't continued. I'm not sure why I haven't, but you know, it's just how I collect things. I'll read it eventually. We have Late Back Camp Volume 14. I am not sure if this goes beyond the anime. I'm picking these up because I know I'll enjoy it. I really love the anime, and also the spin-off series. And I'm not sure if it was a movie or like shorts, but yeah, Late Back Camp Volume 14. We have Succubus and Hitman Volume 5. I am 3 volumes behind now. Yeah, 3 volumes. So I'll be binging these. I enjoyed what I read so far. It's a bit. It's not a bit. It's very dark, and it's wrapped for a reason. So do with that information as you will. Next up is Kimono Jihen Volume 8. I think this is finally gonna be not like stuff that's not covered in anime. Shout out to 7 Seas for licensing this series, because I was like so close to picking up the German release, but no, this cover is really dope. I don't know who that character is, but he looks really cool, and since he has a tail, oh no, it's not his tail. It's other people's tails. So that's probably a bad guy. I am not sure because I haven't read it. Next up we have. Oh, sorry, I kicked the camera. I'm very sorry. Let me go. I just realized I left something on the shelf that's supposed to be in this hall. So I have 5 more Japanese manga volumes, which you might have already seen in the Japan haul that's out now. Go check it out, part 1 and 2. It has the same thumbnail, so don't be fooled. It says part 1 and part 2 in the title. I just didn't want to make another thumbnail. But yeah, Doraemon Volume 1, I wanted to pick everything, like all 10 volumes off of it, but they only had 1 and then 4 through 10. Didn't want to deal with that. Color Bible, Blue Exorcist. It's not really manga, but it's manga adjacent. Blue Exorcist Volume 1 in Japanese. This is my favorite manga, as you guys might know by now. So I had to pick this up. Beautiful little Japanese volume. Just for collector's purposes. Same with Tokyo Rangers Volume 1. I already have 3 copies of the first volume of Tokyo Rangers. I have a Japanese, I have a bootleg English, and I have the official licensed omnibuses. Now I have the full color. This made me want to pick up the entire series in full color. Still undecided on that, but I might do it. Oh, sorry. And JoJo's Volume 1, just for collection purposes. And then I also have dojins, which I'm not going to show. I already showed those off, and I took off the the sticky notes, so they're completely like bare to see. They're over there. But yeah, guys, that's all I picked up in October. So it's gonna be like start of November by now. Yeah, it is. It's the 1st of November today. Actually, it's past midnight, so it's the 2nd of November. Anyways, that's all I picked up. Hopefully, so these hauls have started getting smaller and smaller because I basically picked up everything I wanted to. That isn't an ongoing series. So from now on, you're basically just going to be seeing ongoing stuff, unless I decide to pick up something like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Omnibuses or a light novel series or something like that. But hope you guys enjoyed. Maybe there was something in here that you missed on your own pre-order list. If you did, leave it down below to know. Let me know what what you're picking up. I really want to know what else, like everybody else is picking up. It's always fun to see. Anyways, guys, see you guys in the next one.